The strange visitation by an 8-foot, bat-winged, horned humanoid took place in 1903, and it remains a classic case of high strangeness. At the time of the alleged visitation, the monster spread panic and hysteria to the people of the community, whose theories ranged from a demonic creature of the darkness to the Prince of Darkness himself. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, welcome
to Counting Cryptids.
Ooh, I'm Connor.
I'm Jacob.
This week, we're rocking out episode 19.
19.
This one hits close to home.
Van Meter Visitor.
That's the one.
It's sort of lesser known. It's an Iowa-based cryptozoological phenomena. Dare I say?
Yes.
And it's Iowa, so you know.
That quote, real quick, was from the book, The Van Meter Visitor, A True and Mysterious Encounter with the Unknown. Written.
That is a truly mysterious encounter.
Yes, that was written by Chad Lewis. His book, the one I just mentioned, is available on Amazon paperback for $15.95. This message was not an endorsement or an advertisement for either Amazon.com or The Van Meter Visitor, A True and Mysterious Encounter with the Unknown.
Yeah, also quick disclaimer, we have some distractions today.
Quite
Hopefully
a few.
We will be able to get anything edited out that makes its way through.
We're going to try and work around these things.
The little ones.
I should add in here, this is a pretty big part of why we're doing this episode, if not the only reason. There is a Van Meter Visitor Festival, which I have posted numerous times on the Facebook page. That is coming up on Saturday, the 29th. So about 2 days from now, if you're listening right away. Otherwise,
Connor and I will both be there if you are also going to be there.
Yes, it starts at 1 and goes till about 8:30. Features some talks from like some paranormal investigators and predominant figures in, the cryptozoological world. Also, there's about 20 vendors, so I want to check those out.
Definitely.
Some mystics in there I saw.
Additionally, there's some comparisons drawn from this to last week's episode.
Lots of episodes,
the week before, and I believe the week before that as well.
I've never really planned on doing this many winged creatures.
I didn't,
like
but it kind of all fell. We had some things fall into place a couple of times, and it just kind of worked out way too well. But let's just get into this.
Let's. So about 110 years ago, there was a creature, a thing of sorts.
Is it 1903? Just
1903 in Van Meter, Iowa, where
Van Meter is just west of Des Moines. Not that anyone cares
yeah,
or has a frame of reference.
Any idea what that means? Des Moines.
Oh my God! Listening to other podcasts and stuff on this, hearing the atrocious pronunciations of Des Moines. Des Moines, Des Moines. It's Des Moines.
Des Moines.
D-E-S.
S's aren't real.
M-O-I-N-E-S. Real quick, just Des Moines. Back to it.
So this was in October of 1903.
September into October, actually.
Oh yes, the end of September.
Yes,
September
into October.
Gotcha. Yep. The current population of Van Meter is only 1,000 people.
I had heard that it was also 1,000 at that time, and it had grown by like 150.
According to my sources,
according to my research,
yes, it's about 400 at the time. So quite
really?
a few less people. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was like right around 400 for quite some time, 50, 60 years.
Okay.
I've never been to Van Meter, Iowa. I don't think.
I have. My wife has some family there, so I've been there multiple times.
Did you know about this other than like through the podcast?
I think I had like looked up Iowa cryptids and like haunted things and stuff like that, like trying to find stuff, and pretty much all you find is the Villisca axe murder when you're looking at that. But this one came up a number of times, and I remember drawing the comparison to Mothman.
Yeah.
I don't really, not 100%. It's like, again, it's not the same, but there's some similarities to be drawn, I suppose. So, what about you? Was this like your first, like when we talked about doing this episode? Was that your first?
I think when we started the podcast and we talked about cryptids, that I wanted to find one that was specific to Iowa. And literally, this is the only one that just sticks out like a sore thumb.
Like we can kind of touch on like Thunderbirds if we were doing that, but that's kind of just like a Midwest and maybe even like into some of the southern states, and there's like a Bigfoot thing too. Yeah,
like a skunk ape type.
Yeah, there you go. That word.
Type being.
I saw one place there was like a crow that somebody had claimed was like 30 to 45 feet in length.
Yeah.
This is like one anecdote that I had seen. Okay, we're just getting off on fucking Iowa ones, so...
Yeah, this is another one where we need to get Brad on here. So there was a few... 5 days? 5 or 6 days?
Seen 5, but then after the 5th day, I had seen that they said the next day there was another brief encounter.
So about a week or so.
Yeah, a week is fair to say.
So about a week.
Yes, about a week.
Sightings and... pitchforks and torches. Yeah.
What?
At one point, don't they go after the creature?
Yes, they do. Sorry.
That's my pitchforks and torches. I do want to point out that it looks in some of the photos, or not photos, but pictures, illustrations, that it looks very pterodactyl-y. There's a horn on the top of this creature's head that emits light.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I wanted it to be a laser, but to me, all the stories to me sound like it's just like it's a bright light.
About like on the show, it just has a horn that emits light.
Yeah, like an anglerfish.
Okay, never mind. That's not one of the weirdest things we talked about on the show.
No, no, it's not.
All right, that's a little bit more realistic, I suppose. Bioluminescence is a thing.
Yes,
but it's everything talks about how bright the light is, though.
Yeah,
like it's
like
not just like, I imagine, like a firefly.
Yeah,
that sort of brightness. No, it's bright. It's like I saw
spotlight.
one car headlights or spotlights, or you know what I mean, like those sort of references, analogies being made.
Yes.
Okay, well should we just get into the story?
Let's start with Well, let's start with day one.
Day 1, September 29th, 1903. I should have looked up what day of the week this was, but I didn't. So the story begins around 1 o'clock in the morning when a gentleman by the name of U.G. Griffith, a local tool dealer... in the small town of
Hey guys, you want
Iowa,
some tools?
He was described as a, quote, honest and well-respected member of the community. He was on his way home from work. As he neared his home, he noticed a light, like a spotlight, coming from atop a nearby building. Unsure exactly at the source of the light, and concerned that it could be a burglar, Griffith decided to investigate a little. Soon it became clear that it was not a human when the light flew across the street onto another rooftop. I'm thinking that's gotta be 25, 30 feet, like minimum.
Yeah, at least.
A road today, the standard width is like 12-foot lanes, so that's 24, just end to end. That's today, maybe it's a little bit more narrow.
Yeah.
But then you have a sidewalk before you're at buildings, and that's
height and
I'm going to say about
stuff.
30 feet. Like, needless to say, Griffith was stunned. The light jumped again, this time out of sight. Worth noting that in at least one place, I saw that after it jumped across the street, he pulled out his shotgun that he just happened to have and fired it.
It's 1903. Everyone has a shotgun.
Okay, so I did say, I wrote down, it seemed a little odd to me that he would be carrying a shotgun, but I suppose like if you know that you're going to be going home at 1 o'clock in the morning, a shotgun strapped to your back is a pretty badass way to make sure that no one messes with you.
Maybe I should bring a shotgun on my back when I go into work at 3 a.m. I don't think they'd like that.
Do you have any issues with hooligans?
Not yet. I definitely won't if I have a shotgun strapped to my back.
100% of the time, it works every time. All right, on to day 2.
Day 2.
September 30th, 1903.
So the next day, again, around 1 a.m., there's a trend here. It's only 2-day trend, but trend nonetheless.
Keep the streak going.
Yeah. There's a local doctor, Dr. Alcott. He claimed to have been awakened by what he described as a piercingly bright beam of light. Lasered right in his face from a nearby window. He was alarmed, as you would be, by a laser in 1903. He retrieved his firearm that everyone has, also a 6-shot revolver. He rushed outside to confront the light bearer. So outside, the doctor came face to face with a tall humanoid figure with bat-like wings and a single stumpy horn upon its head, from which the light was emanating. Without hesitation and from point-blank range, the doctor fired 5 shots at the creature, all headshots. I can't verify that or not. But none of the shots had any effect on the creature, and it didn't do so much as flinch. Surprising. Astounded, Alcott stumbled back inside and locked the doors. When he finally mustered up the courage to look outside, the creature was gone, mysteriously vanished. It should be mentioned that at this point, most of the town was aware that something weird was going on. Some suspected it was a large unknown species of bat. Others believed it to be a burglar wearing a costume of sorts.
A lot of the places, I saw the face as being described as kind of long and having a beak as well. I don't know if we mentioned that before, but I did see mention of a beak.
Pterodactyl-esque.
It seems like, pterodactyl or pterosaur. Because you're triggering yourself now, sir.
Triggered myself.
Damn.
Pterosaurs.
Okay, so far, this is weird.
Definitely weird.
Like the horny light is weird. The light horn.
Light horn.
That's weird for sure. I don't really understand that, but like we said earlier, I guess there's weirder things. So the first guy maybe shot at it, maybe didn't. I'm unsure. This guy definitely seemed to have shot at it.
One time I shotgun someone right in the head.
Did they die?
They did.
They did? Oh, it wasn't the Van Meter visitor.
It was noted how close he was.
Point blank.
To the creature. Okay, so I guess on to day 3, October 1st.
That's my birthday! I wasn't born in 1903, though.
Happy birthday, Connor.
Thank you.
It's early now. But
if you're listening on October 1st, thank you.
If you're listening to the podcast on October 1st, go head over to social media and tell Connor happy birthday. Okay, so October 1st, 1903. Once again, at 1 o'clock in the morning, one Clarence Dunn was posted up in the town bank, of which he was the manager, with his shotgun. He was afraid that the recent sightings were of a burglar, and his bank would be the next likely target. When he heard something he described as, quote, someone gasping for air or being strangled, Dunn readied his weapon when suddenly a bright beam of light flooded through the window. Dunn fired his gun at the shadowy figure, through the window, and it vanished into the night. Dunn swore that he had hit the creature, but they found no signs of contact, blood, or anything. Though they did find a strange 3-toed footprint that allegedly, when he told everyone, he brought them there and showed them the footprints, and they were all looking at it, and they thought it was weird. Supposedly, they made these plaster casts, but they've been lost, and nobody has any idea what happened to them, where they went, anything.
Might be something we can get answers to
a lot easier
this
than
weekend.
Other people. But as far as I know,
I didn't see. I looked.
Exist,
I didn't see anything.
They don't exist. There's no photos of them. Nothing.
Totally exist.
It's a little bit sus.
What's everybody doing up at 1 o'clock? The second guy got woken up.
First guy was walking home from work. Second guy got woke up. This guy's worried that it's a burglar, so he's headed to the bank because he doesn't want his bank to get burgled. And he's just posted up with a shotgun, just white knuckling it.
So you were reading that Clarence Dunn. I know a Dunn. I wonder if they're related.
It's funny because later there's another name that is on my wife's side.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. I was to say something. No idea.
Okay. So pretty much this thing is a skarmory and doesn't isn't affected by getting shot.
Day 4, October 2nd, 1903.
It wasn't a time given for this fourth day.
We're definitely going to assume 1 in the morning.
It's obviously 1 in the morning.
If 3 days in a row, all 1 in the morning, I'm going to say the 4th day just said that it was at night.
1 in the morning.
For sure morning.
So a man by the name O.V. White, sounds fancy, was woken in the middle of the night by an unearthly wail reminiscent of scraping or grinding metal.
Definitely Skarmory.
I like it. He, like the Dockler, he, like the doctor, quickly grabbed his gun, which was a rifle, and rushed to the window. There he spotted a dark figure on top of a nearby telephone pole, approximately 15 feet away. He was also apparently trigger happy because he too fired his gun. Maybe he opened it, but he probably just shot through it.
Everybody's just shooting straight through their windows today.
Forget these windows. I need to make an insurance claim.
So this is a conspiracy from the insurance company or the window manufacturer in town for sure.
100%. He supposedly hit the creature as well. Everybody has impeccable aim.
Again, 1903, man.
You can hit a squirrel from 400 yards.
Well,
with
the
a
thing's
6
pretty
shooter.
big. Like, you know what I mean? If you're a decent shot, I don't think it'd be hard to hit.
Yeah, when you hear the pating, then you know you hit it. All he seemed to accomplish with his shot was just getting the attention of the creature directly on him.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
Yeah, he'll laser beam you. He later claimed after it looked at him, he smelled a smell so smelly that he got dizzy and even passed out. I think he just pooped his pants. I think that's what happens
here. He got
here.
so scared he shit himself and then just passed out.
Oh. At this same time, hardware store owner Sidney Gregg, possibly Australian, heard the sound of White's gunshot and came to see what was going on. As you know, you would in a small town.
Well, I would have thought somebody would from the first ones.
Most of them, yeah. So Gregg witnessed a winged humanoid figure descending the telephone pole using its large beak, kind of like a parrot would. You can't see my facial movements, but you can guess.
Audio-based form here, Connor.
It's an ASMR parrot climbing up a pole.
I don't think that's a parrot noise, but I got nothing else.
He later claimed that it was around 8 feet tall, which it seems like most other people have said. He might have just been like, yeah, this other guy said it was 8 feet tall. That's probably about right. It had legs of a kangaroo, which is different, I suppose, and described the light as being as bright as headlights. The creature then disappeared into the night. Apparently attempted to take flight, but was having some issues because it was an emu. It ran and flapped its wings, but couldn't seem to get off the ground. In one instance, it had seen that it ended up getting off the ground, and in another, supposedly attempting this a few more times before ultimately just running off into the night. What do you think about that? That's 2 people right there in one night that saw it.
So, to me, this seems like this thing is as they are describing it, like, exactly.
Either it's a conspiracy that they are all in on.
There's those 4 or 5 people with some elaborate hoax for one reason or another. Again, the insurance fraud conspiracy.
I would be interested if there's money missing from the bank.
Dude was sitting there with the shotgun, and
he's just laundering money from his own bank.
Well, no, whatever the deal was, he was just hanging out with the shotgun because he had some information. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then was shooting at somebody else, and then just like, yeah, I don't know. They had a big light, and
it was blinding, and so I shot at it.
Smelled something really bad.
Because
I don't know why
shat
he's 100 years
myself.
old. Yeah, exactly.
He's still alive today, retelling a story.
It seems odd. Like, again, the last one is the weirdest, maybe. I don't. It's all really weird. I don't really know what to think about this. Where are you at?
It is very strange. And the part they added in where about it not being able to fly or having trouble flying is also strange.
Yeah, like there's just one place I saw it was having an issue, like which maybe would be consistent with the fact that it's 8 feet tall and has wings. Like it wouldn't necessarily be easy
really
to
built to
get
fly.
lift. Yeah, exactly.
Or like a turkey or like a chicken where it's kind of like can like leap and flap.
There's a lot of similarities in this one, also drawn to like extraterrestrials and ultra-terrestrials. That like overwhelming smell is associated with ultra-terrestrials usually.
That's an interesting one. I honestly, I just think that guy crapped himself.
That's hilarious. That would be amazing.
Just crapped himself and went back to bed.
Didn't even clean up the mess? Oh, God. I feel like that would be worse in the morning, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
You need a chisel.
You roll around in a bit. There's crap all over my bed.
Give it a quick gator roll and call it a night.
He's in with the mattress. The mattresses company has joined in with the bank and the window company in this conspiracy.
The mattress cleaners.
Yeah.
At your local mattress cleaning store.
Well, dry clean the crap right out of your mattress.
Literally.
Even the day after.
Okay. So days 5 and 6, October 3rd and 4th, 1903. Again, this would be day 5, October 3rd. Again, at 1 in the morning, an A.J.L. Platt Jr., Platt is that name that runs on, on the wife's side. The manager of a tile and brick factory on the outskirts of town claimed to have heard a series of unusual noises emanating from the nearby abandoned coal mine. He described the sounds as being like, quote, Satan and a regiment of imps were coming forth for a battle, which sounds like a rad metalcore album cover.
What does that sound like? Satan and a regiment of imps coming forth for a battle.
I imagine like a lot of like, yeah, no, like there's definitely some sort of like, but like I feel like there's also like chains involved in that somewhere.
Definitely some chains. And a sneeze.
All right, apparently there's a sneeze in it too. I don't know, just loud noises.
Why are there so many ostriches?
For some reason, he goes to investigate after he heard this terrifying sound. He is said to have seen the beast at the entrance to the mine. But this time it was not alone.
Oh.
The creature was accompanied by a second, smaller creature. Both had a, quote, brilliant light shining from their heads, from their horns, as he too watched them fly off into the night.
Oh, they can fly now.
They can fly the whole time.
Yeah, but the
night
night
had
before,
issues that one time. Maybe the dude shot him in the fucking wing.
like a dick, dude.
Yeah.
Ah!
Or maybe it was like windier on that night or something, so it was easier for him to just do it. Or he didn't. I don't know. So news of this sighting spread quickly through the town, and a large group of armed citizens gathered at the mine's entrance, under the assumption that the creatures were living there. The creatures did return the following evening. This would be day 6, October 4th.
You okay?
Once again, apparently, at 1 in the morning. I don't know what it is about 1 in the morning.
Do they not have clocks? It's like, it's freaking dark out. It must be 1 a.m.
I don't know. Yeah, again, this could just be other people's shitty research influencing my shitty research.
It's 115 years of
perpetuating this story.
Research. Yeah.
Maybe there's somebody that we know that we could talk to.
I really wish I had access to the first reporting. It was reported in the Des Moines Daily at the time.
Okay.
Which I believe turned into the Register.
Maybe we'll find like some photos or something of that this weekend at the festival.
It is available online for a small fee.
Oh.
I didn't
feel like paying
I didn't spend
small
the small fee, I'm sorry.
Yeah, maybe we'll for sure be posting some stuff on social media about after the festival.
I want to talk about at least the festival after we go to it. Like I want to share some stuff about it.
How we're doing that, but we'll figure that out. So again, 1 in the morning. As soon as the creatures were sighted, the entire group began to fire their guns. And once again, the munitions seemed to have no effect on the creature, other than its stinky retaliation.
Hit him right in the fart box.
One report read, quote, The reception they received would have sunk the Spanish fleet, but aside from unearthly noise and peculiar odor, they did not seem to mind it, but slowly descend the shaft of the old mine.
They're back, Terrence. They're firing their weapons at us. Oh, I cannot stand it. Oh, ooh, I just farted. I'm sorry. That's how that went down.
So after this, the mine was sealed.
Were there not people working at the mine?
No,
at
it was
the time?
abandoned at the time.
Wow.
It was already abandoned.
Wow.
Yeah. Seems odd to me,
That
too.
is an
but
old
okay.
mine. Maybe there wasn't crap in there. Like
somebody crapped their pants in there, and there's like, well, we just got to shut the whole thing down.
We're done.
It's abandoned now.
Woo! Jeremy let out a stinker down there.
After this, it was sealed, and the creatures have never been reported again.
Interesting.
I had seen there's a book.
There is a book.
Has some, I think you have a little bit of stuff
mentioned
about that.
the book a couple of times.
I've heard that there has been some people who have like confided in the author.
Okay.
About like seeing unusual things in the area, sort of thing, but nothing has been like full on released as a sighting or anything like that.
Nothing like any of these
like,
stories.
That like anecdotes. There's like still like whispers around town of, you know what I mean,
Like
just
more like a haunting
some weird
type.
sounds, and yeah, you know what I mean. It's again, this kind of seems more like urban legendy at this point, but at the same time, like this is super weird.
This is very weird. I'm very excited to go to this and
try and learn more information.
Yeah,
and
just
realize
see
how
what
poorly
it's all
we did
about.
this podcast.
Yeah. I'm glad nobody else will be joining us at the festival this weekend. But if you are, come find us, take your picture with us.
We'll put it on our social media so you don't have to.
Yeah. We'll take complete credit for your photography. I needed to drink more. So Chad Lewis, who is
the author of said book?
He's one of the authors.
Oh, sorry,
of
co-author.
the three. Yeah, there was 3 guys on that book. Chad and 2 other guys, don't know. Chad and somebody else co-wrote it, and then a third illustrated it. So
Okay.
there's some illustrations in there, and a lot of the illustrations you'll see online are from the book, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So Google it, and you'll see what we're looking at here.
What was the name of that book?
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a long name. The Van Meter Visitor, a true and mysterious encounter with the unknown. I've seen it enough times, somebody's bound to buy it. I would like my money, Chad. You can see me.
If you want to throw a discount for Counting Cryptids listeners, Chad.
That'd be great.
This would be a good spot to go and
Insert ad.
put that ad right here. Not that
I'd have to go and redact my disclaimer earlier. So after about 110 years, I think it was 110 years to the day, Chad Lewis camped outside the coal mine, the infamous coal mine in Van Meter, Iowa. I'm hoping to find the Van Meter Visitor, of course. I believe he does some other like cryptid research.
Okay.
So in the process of, I don't know if he like was planning on writing this book before he went there, but a lot of what he sees that night and what happens that night is written about in the book. And really, I didn't find a whole lot on what's in the book outside of reading the book. Like, I don't have the book. Neither of us have read the book, but apparently there's some stuff in there. But he does say that he found no evidence suggesting that the monster was a hoax. He personally believed the facts of the story could have been embellished throughout the years, like we said. He revealed to the Des Moines Register, a newspaper in our area, that even though he was unsure what had happened in those early fall nights in 1903, that seeking an answer was more important than finding it. It was an era where anything was possible. Science was just starting to gain momentum. And in fact, he says they apparently just discovered a mountain gorilla. So the beast in the jungle was real? What? I don't know what the fuck that means. Lewis also said people were open to the fact that anything could happen. So Chad now guides tours during the festival, speaking about points of interest throughout the Van Meter and at the festival. So I definitely want to take that walk.
I have looked so many times to find the mine on Google Maps.
Is there no mine?
I think he said it had been paved over. So I think it's
yeah.
like nothing is left of it.
Just a hole underground that nobody can see.
Yeah, because when I first heard about this, I was like,
where's the mine?
Where is my spelunking helmet? Like, I'm going.
Before this festival, where are you at on this?
This is really weird.
I want to come back to this after the festival and see if we've changed our minds when we get like a more firsthand.
Well, the fact that it's 5 days,
5 or 6
days,
yeah.
then it's done.
There's nothing,
and it ends with a shootout.
But they closed up the mine,
and in theory, there was a large number of people that were shooting their guns at it.
Yeah, like an armada of people.
And
it's just unfazed. Like if it's a quote unquote real thing, is it a spirit?
I would venture more towards ultra or extraterrestrial.
Okay, something from out of this world.
Yeah, which those words are so woo-wooey. It's hard to it's hard to do that, but the being shot so many times in that week span, like you'd sure think like if there is 80 people out there shooting their guns at it in the sky, you'd think somebody would hit it, and the other dude shot it from 15 feet away. The other dude shot it from point blank. The other, you know what I mean? Like all these people seem very close. You'd sure think a straight flesh and blood like terrestrial being would be affected,
slightly wounded at the very least.
Yeah, you'd have like, oh, there's some blood on the ground here. See?
Ooh, let me get my monocle out. Yes, I concur. The one guy seemed to have wounded it.
With it not being able to like fly necessarily. That was in one place I saw that. In another one I saw that it just like kind of jumped a couple of times and then eventually like took off. Like it didn't appear like it in both instances it didn't really appear to be wounded. It just seemed to be having like, again, maybe it was just like trying to do something too soon because it was a little bit panicked, or again, like I'm kind of like interpreting it as being terrestrial in that.
Maybe it's a friendly creature.
Well, I mean, it never like directly hurt anybody. It just like had a bad smell that
just smelled really bad.
Like, yeah, like
just trying to be nice.
It also lived in a coal mine. Like maybe you wouldn't smell so good
smell like crap too. But yeah, maybe he's just like trying to go around, give hugs. He's got this light on his head. Like, it's freaking dark out here, folks. Like, I'm just trying to see where I'm going. It's 1903. There's probably not many streetlights. It's dark. I'm just trying to get around.
This one's what? Where are you at? What do you think? I'm at a loss for words. Like,
honestly,
I don't really know what to think. Even as I'm doing the research, I'm like, yeah, this is real. No, it's not. It's a hoax. God damn it. It kind of seems like there's actually something here. Like, it seems tangible.
It's so unbelievable that something like this would exist, but...
Well, and the story isn't, like, super grandiose. The only thing is just, like, I shot at it and nothing happened.
I mean, but is that the reporting at the time?
The story that you're going to make up?
Is that the reporting at the time, though? It's 1903. People aren't, like... I feel like people
been glamorized over the last 115 years. Don't you think something cooler would have happened?
Yeah.
I mean, things move pretty slow around these parts. Don't get me wrong.
Small town Iowa. Yeah.
Yeah, we're maybe an hour and a half away from there at most.
At most, yeah.
From where we're at, I think. It's probably about an hour and a half actually.
But it's hard to believe that I want to just make up a backstory for these 5 individuals that saw it. Like I was saying, like it's all a conspiracy.
Okay, but all of these people were revered in the community as being
outstanding
respected
citizens,
and outstanding citizens. So we had, let me look at this real quick. The local tool dealer. I don't know what I don't really know what that means.
His trench coat.
I don't know anything about him. But again, like it was noted that he was an honest and well-respected member of the community. The other guy was a doctor.
Are people going out of their way to say that thing, though?
I don't know. Again, that could just be added in at some point along the last 150 years,
to make it sound like it's more believable.
Yeah, I don't know how that works either, but again, a town bank manager.
It's a little sus.
Manager. He has manager in his name of a bank in a town of 400 people.
He has control over everybody's money in that town.
Do you think
I don't trust that guy?
Is everybody using a bank in 1903? I feel like that's why
No, they're under their
walking
mattress
home with a shotgun because he's got a pocket full of cash.
That's why the
Big
guy.
weed stash. Just seen a big old ass. What?
That's why the guy that crapped his pants didn't clean it up that night. Because if he left to clean it up, that creature could have come back and grabbed his stack of cash underneath his mattress, covered in poop. That creature's not coming back.
But he passed out.
Yeah,
so
but
he did take his money.
Maybe he did. Maybe it was the bank guy.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is like that game, Clue.
Have you seen the live-action movie from the 90s?
I haven't, but
Dude,
I've seen
it.
the commercial
There
for
is
it.
something about it. I loved that movie, girl. It's so bad. It's not good, but I die laughing every time I watch that.
This podcast is not endorsed.
Or by the 80s or 90s live-action movie of the board game Clue. Yeah, I think that one went without saying, Connor.
Just gotta throw it in there. Also, if you're playing this game while driving, please don't drink. Blanket statement, don't drink and drive.
All right, but so what? Do you think this is a hoax? Do you think people are seeing something?
I don't think it's a hoax. It's a very elaborate hoax if it's a hoax.
Again,
multiple people were in on this.
Some Illuminati shit because everybody's a manager, like bank owner, and you know what I mean? Everybody's a little bit well-to-do, it seems.
I would like to do a search to find out if any of these were Freemasons. Any of these people Freemasons? Somebody...
I mean, honestly, we have... of everything that we have done an episode on, we have more access to this small amount of information than anything else because of just the proximity of us to the location.
Yeah, our research.
We'll get a sledgehammer, figure out where that mine was, and fall 45 feet to our deaths.
Smash through the central road in Van Meter, Iowa at 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. We'll have to go down into the sewer first and then smash from there so people can't see us and stop us.
On some Team Rocket shit right there.
Prepare for trouble.
We'll make a double.
Okay, so you think it's not a hoax, so people are actually seeing something. What do you think it is? Do you think it's an alien? Do you think it's ultra-terrestrial? Do you think it's just an unidentified species of bat? Do you think it is just another species altogether? I don't think it's a bat because of the beak, but... Given
given the narrative here, it doesn't make sense to be a flesh and blood creature like we know. It just doesn't make sense.
I would agree.
If anything, it's some sort of entity. There's a lot of correlation with hell and demons, that kind of thing. But I just think that's the kind of time that they're in.
It's kind of the time.
They're, probably all pretty religious, and
Iowa is pretty white, especially in 1903, I'm sure. A town of 400 people. Everybody's very, very, very Christian.
Right, exactly. There's probably a church at the end of that street that the mine is on, like there's white
400 people,
church.
but there's 4 churches.
Absolutely. So I have to dismiss the demon theory, but I have to go with extraterrestrial on this one.
You think alien over ultra?
Like dimensional being?
I would say a dimensional would be ultra.
Right.
Extraterrestrial is like alien. Ultra-terrestrial would be like fourth dimensional.
Ultra-dimensional makes sense because it can't be harmed by guns. Seemingly harmed by guns.
Other than getting its feelings hurt.
Yeah.
You shot me.
Hey, friend.
This is weird. Maybe we'll learn some more information and have an addendum to whatever this is, but...
It's a 4th dimensional pterosaur. The dinosaurs never went extinct. They just transcended.
Oh my god. Okay, that's a cool idea. Or, it's just like, it's not actually there. It's just like...
Reverberations?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, because I looked this up for, I don't even know how I got onto this, but I looked to see, what kind of dinosaurs and reptiles, were alive during dinosaur times. Iowa's underwater.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense to me. It wouldn't be a reverberation in time, because there would be swimming creatures. This one seems to be flying. And, I mean, swimming does look like flying, so you could be onto something
but
in that sense.
You specifically bat wings and a beak.
Right.
I really like the transcendent pterosaur. That's a pretty cool idea.
I'll have to bring that up. I'm going to get a booth next year at the thing. I'm going to pose that. Maybe I can get a speaking engagement. I'll have to make up some BS about that. Get real deep into it.
Oh man, they should do a camp out.
That would be cool.
Because it's on the anniversary.
Yeah.
It's on September 29th. It's on the first day.
Stay for 5 days, 6 days.
Camp it out for a week and see what's up. I'd do it. It's going to be cold, but I'd do it.
Get some cameras out there.
Wouldn't see anything, but... What do you make of it not appearing again when they closed the mine off? Did it find another way out and leave?
Maybe that's a portal.
The mine's a portal. They went back to the other dimension. They found their way. Did they die down there, or are they just stuck down there?
I think they just went back to their time.
There's
to
just
their
a portal.
alternate
the
dimension.
mine's abandoned because somebody disappeared in there and they couldn't find him.
We're not going in there.
He slipped into another dimension. Shit,
and now he's living with transcendent dinosaurs.
I would.
I would
really like to think I would go in and look.
Because it didn't seem like it was ferocious or attacking anybody.
Yeah, it did
climbing around light poles like a parrot.
I'm kind of just. I don't really know what else to say at this point. I don't. I don't really have words. Like, it's weird. If everything is as it was told, or at least similar enough to as it was told, super weird. Again, I think ultra-terrestrial, fourth dimensional, some woo-woo-y kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's about the only thing that makes sense, even though that doesn't make sense. If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Cool, thank you. That was the appropriate response. Thank you. You know, so far,
this makes sense. So what do you think?
I just told you what I think.
Van Meter Visitor versus
the
Mothman.
So last week we talked about the Mothman. We do this thing every episode where we pin the cryptid up against last week's.
Yeah.
Last week we talked about the Mothman.
And this week we're talking about Van Meter Visitor. They step into a ring. Who emerges? You know what's interesting to me? There was some talk about like a interdimensional Mothman type. Like, I don't know that I ever read this, but maybe the thought just went through my head that it was like, no, we talked about this, where it was like going through time to different large events in history. What if they're on...
And each time he jumped, he hoped it would be the jump home.
What if they battle in a different dimension? It has nothing to do with win or lose.
I would... If they're both like fourth dimensional entities that don't like appear, they don't appear to really like
neither of them
anything,
really fight.
Like, it's kind of just like a neutral draw. The only thing is like the dizzy smell.
Yeah,
from the Van Meter Visitor.
You could gas them out.
Yeah, I don't know. I would shit. I'm gonna give it to Mothman because the Mothman has been sighted more recently.
And the other one got trapped in a cave.
Well, there's like the resurfacing of the Chicago stuff and things like that. And the other one got trapped in a cave and is just
gone.
Still down there? Shit, I don't know. Like,
damn, dude, they put a road over top.
Yeah, say we'll put a sewer lid. We'll make sure a sewer lid gets put there so the creature can find its way in and out and see if they resurface, and then we'll revisit this. But for now, I think I'm just gonna go Mothman because it's pretty much the same, and I'm just maybe the Van Meter Visitor died.
Could have died in a cave.
I don't know.
With its child, which is also strange.
Like a
mini-me.
Or a companion. A mate,
a doll.
if you will. All right, we're just going to move on from that one. It was hanging out with Mothman. It was the Mothman.
The mini Mothman, he was growing up. When was the first Mothman sighting?
63?
1963. Okay, so it could have been a mini Mothman.
Yeah, about 60 years separating. Oh, exactly 60 if I was actually right.
Can we do a draw?
What do you mean?
What if they're just like, hey,
that's where I was at too.
Let's not.
They worked out their differences and didn't fight, guys.
They shook hands and walked away like gentlemen. Ultra-dimensional gentlemen. This timeline is mine.
Man.
You stay on this timeline, and we're cool.
You are just sending it right now, man. This is awesome.
Full send.
Hilarious. I like that a lot. Again, that's where I was at was a draw. I was just going to give it to Mothman because of the
Can't vote twice.
The 2017 Chicago sightings.
I could add a third option.
All right.
But what does that lead us?
Add the third option, Connor.
Third option added. Tie. I'm doing it.
I'm sure everybody's going to vote Mothman, but where are you at? You're sticking with draw?
I'm sticking with draw, but if I had to pick one...
That's where I'm at. Like, I don't think anyone has a significant advantage over the other, and if they're both ultra-terrestrial, like, I don't think they would be able to affect one another, unless that's not, like, because they're both ultra-terrestrial, then they can physically harm each other, but...
Maybe that's why they don't harm humans.
I think a beak would be an advantage in that situation, because it was said to be large.
You could blind the Mothman, possibly. We've talked about
blinding
lights.
The light, too. I forgot about the light.
Also,
and it is a horn. You could theoretically stab with it. Shit, maybe the Van Meter Visitor has some advantage, but...
Maybe the red eyes is pink eye from the Van Meter Visitor's fart. There's just a lot of talk about nasty-smelling stuff.
I know this is an audio-based show, but I just need you to know, everybody, that I
moved
my mic away from my face and rubbed my face in disappointment.
Jacob is AFK.
Yeah, Jacob's AFK right now, sorry.
We'll be finishing the podcast with just Connor. Already. And it's just you and me, folks. Jacob is gone for the day, and we've got to move on to the poll results. But before we do that, I do want to do a couple of shout-outs. We got another 5-star review on the Facebook page.
Yes, we did.
Jacob might know this guy.
I wasn't actually gone.
Oh yeah, he was literally here.
That was a bit. Connor just committed to it.
Did you like it? Was it? Did I sell it?
I was convinced that I was gone. I didn't realize that I was still here.
Whoa! Oh!
I startled myself when I said hello.
Finish my drink. So back to my 5-star review on Facebook.
Yes.
Greg.
Greg's.
This is Greg's.
I saw it, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed your vacation while you listened to us.
Yeah, they listened to us while they were like driving across the United States.
Yeah, which is awesome. Thank you. I saw some good pictures of trees.
Nobody told me if they saw Bigfoot, so I'm guessing they didn't see a Sasquatch.
Unfortunate. So, Greg writes, even as an old guy, in quotes, who can barely set his own thermostat, I find this podcast... Wow. I find this... Oh, God, that sounds amazing. I need to start a podcast about pies.
A podcast.
I find this podcast widely... I have finished my drink. I find this podcast widely...
Again, widely entertaining? I don't have it. I can't view it.
I'm going to start completely over.
Hang on, let me see if I can get it.
Greg's 5-star review states, even as an old guy who can barely set his own thermostat, I find this podcast wildly entertaining. Oh my God. I'm so done. Even as an old guy who can barely set his own thermostat, I find this podcast wildly... Words are so hard to read.
I got it. Okay.
Thank you.
Even as an old guy who can barely set his own thermostat, I find this podcast wildly entertaining, but not for the faint of heart. Makes a great drinking game. Take a drink every time they drop the F-bomb. These two cover all manner of monsters and legendary creatures, then go off topic in the most epic ways. From would you eat your own limb to how to measure your penis. Great entertainment value.
Can we talk about this? How to measure your penis? When did we talk about this? I don't recall.
Yeah, it was about, I think we were talking about the way that people exaggerate the size of things. Kind of like the way that you exaggerate the size of your dick. And then another time...
it's supposed to happen more than once.
No, we were talking about the way that they measure... Oh, shit. It was the way that they measure the size of Oh, fuck, I can't remember, Lucas. Lucas, help me.
Yeah.
Lucas,
Sean, help.
Yeah. It was, I don't, the way that you measure something was like around a certain part of it too.
So we're also measuring the length and circumference of our penis?
No, it was like the full length, but then you like go around. I don't remember what it was. Damn it. Oh, okay. No. I remember. It's the teeth.
Okay, I wondered. The megalodon? Yeah, okay.
I
had that in my brain.
Okay, so megalodon teeth, the way they measure it is they go up the side of it because they're curved. So it's not just like if you go from top to bottom, that's one measurement, but they kind of bow out and come back in, so it's bigger if you measure it that way.
Similar to a penis.
So we joked about it if you measured your dick that way, that it would appear to be longer.
Now that we've settled the penis argument, I want to move on to new to the group, Brandy.
Oh my God. Connor sent me a image the other day in the morning. That was a screenshot from the Facebook group. It blew me away.
It is a fucking sick drawing of a black shuck versus the jackalope.
Just mouthing the shit out of the jackalope.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you. She said she was just catching up, so she's going through. By the time you listen to this, hopefully there's more drawings.
The amount of time I feel like that would have taken is ridiculous. Every single time somebody does something like that, I'm just like,
oh wow, okay.
How do you have time to do that? I'm also trash at drawing, like garbage. One time in my entire life, I drew something that I was proud of, and it was a bunny I drew like half an inch tall. I was like, wow, that really looks like a bunny. Only thing, I was like 8, maybe. Only time in my life I've ever drawn anything that I was like, yeah. That's what I wanted that to look like.
Look closer. That's a bunny.
Absolute garbage at drawing. I can do something on a computer, but garbage.
I love the art. Like, if there's one thing about the group,
I thought you just meant like art in general.
I love art.
I love the art.
The arts are my favorite.
Oh God. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. The art is amazing. I love it as well.
So if you're talented or not, honestly, I'm
cool with stick figures.
Happy with them. Just submit your art to the
Your own
Facebook group.
Interpretations, yeah.
Facebook group, facebook.com/Counting Cryptids will get you to the page. Click on the groups on the left-hand side, and it's linked right there. Join everybody there. I do want to say real quick, on the Facebook page, we've reached 50 followers.
Hey.
So Greg was the last guy.
Greg.
Thank you, Greg.
The big
being
50.
number 50. He wanted to know if he got a prize, and no, this is your prize. Shout out.
We said your name like 2 or 3 times on the episode. I don't know. I'll give you a beer next time you're over.
I'll.
Oh wait, no, that implies I know you. We didn't say that part.
I mean, you don't have a Facebook page. You can't track you down.
I know, but whatever. We'll see. Okay, so
you already gave them the coordinates of our location. You've narrowed it down to an hour and a half of...
But I didn't say what direction.
Yeah, but you've narrowed it down.
I think...
From Iowa...
We've talked about being in Ames before.
Have we?
Yes.
Now we've really given it away.
Last episode, because we were talking about they fucked up the bridge.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
And you said just outside of Ames. So it's already... you've already spilled the beans. Okay, so also, quick thanks to everyone who voted on the poll.
Yeah. Super huge numbers. Better than we've had before.
Yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing, guys.
Love it.
Again, we talked about this briefly earlier. We post polls every time we do an episode, pitting the most recent 2 cryptids against one another. So the poll that was currently up that we are now talking about
was the
Mothman, and the previous week, the Ahul/giant bats situation.
Yeah.
Like 40 votes this week, I think it was?
Yeah, total like 40 some votes, yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Love it.
So Facebook, how's that percentage looking?
Pretty diverse.
I would not describe it as such, but okay.
Yeah, maybe not the right adjective there. Is that
like
an adjective?
Diverse being a large gap in the number.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
does make sense.
Sure, what you were looking for
I
there.
Took that.
Anyway, 20% Ahul, 80% Mothman.
As you do.
Right answer. Twitter.
Correct.
17% Ahul.
83 Mothman.
That is by far the biggest spread, I think. So far, there hasn't been a
Jackalope,
more,
maybe?
There was some
a lot
jackalope.
of jackalope votes on Twitter. I think somebody was trolling us a little bit.
Yeah,
on
get out
that
of here.
one, but no, don't. Please stay.
I don't
I
like
want your downloads and your votes. Please don't.
I really like the Facebook because I can see who voted, and so I can call them out and call them liars.
Show your work, sir.
Exactly. But Twitter is anonymous, which has its benefits.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you voted. Thank you. Thank you for voting.
Thank you. I'm also glad that most of you agreed. If you thought otherwise, if you would like to let us know why, again, just comment on those polls and show your work. Tell us why you think one way or the other.
Yeah. And if you're listening to this at a later date and you haven't answered the poll, on Facebook it'll be up forever. Twitter, unfortunately, only allows me to do 7 days, so that's what you get on
You
on
should
Twitter,
still be able to comment on it, though.
Yeah, you can absolutely retweet or comment.
Or, retweet or just straight up just tweet at us that what episode you're on and listening and what you think it is.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Also,
let me know what you think, dude. Like, I want to know.
On that, also, you can tell us what we missed, what we're wrong on, personal stories, literally
Have you
anything.
seen the Van Meter Visitor?
Are you 110 years old?
Also, like, our numbers in Iowa are trash, so I don't think that's the way it is. But I guess maybe the festival will drive a little bit. Yeah, also, hey, if you're here because of the festival,
come hit us up on Facebook.
Hi, let us know on social media, because we also live in Iowa, and we're at the festival.
We would like to meet up with you. We're socially awkward, but we will definitely take pictures.
Connor wants to meet you for coffee and tell you about his deepest, darkest secrets, his life's aspirations.
Yes. This one time in middle school.
Would like to hold your hand.
Thanks for checking out this week's episode.
If you want to get your 2 cents in, answer this week's polls on social media.
You can find us on Twitter at Count Cryptid or Counting Cryptids on Facebook.
If you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, or you just want to chat, you can email us at countingcryptids@hotmail.com.
Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and tell your friends.
He's been Connor.
He's been Jacob.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another fascinating installment of Counting Cryptids.